Ready for the Great American Flash Crash. All right, friends, welcome to the show. Always an honor and a privilege to be with you. I hope you're all doing great. Buckle up, strap in. We got a hard-hitting, pull no punches, no sugarcoating it, no rainbows, no sunshine. I'm just going to give it to you and give it to you straight. We got a good one to unpackage. Today, I got to get ready for this one. The Great American Flash Crash. Could it be true? Two sides of the aisle, my friends. Two sides of the aisle on this one. Crash? No crash. That's the current temperature check. Those are the waters we're swimming in now. And make no mistake about it. The waters now, shark infested. Throw a dart at an economic challenge map. Something's threatening the economy and the markets as we speak. But we have to continue to monitor and temperature check the biggest market in the world, the biggest asset class, the U.S. housing market. That's the biggest, not only in the U.S., in the world. The U.S. housing market, that's why it attracts Wall Street firms, foreign investors alike. They all pour into this housing market. Now, when the cheap money was available, people poured in a big way. Unfortunately, since then, we've produced the two-headed monster, and leadership does not know how to put it back in its cage. Runaway inflation in a risen interest rate environment. That is a standoff. We are now dancing on the razor's edge. And while some of the inflation, if you believe the inflation reports, has now subsided, the challenge is our cost of living is still high and our earning power is not keeping up, even with the inflation levels that we're currently contending with. So we are, in fact, in a breaking point. If we're measuring data, all the data would point to unsustainable levels. There's no gliding this one in for a virtual soft landing. We've always had recessions in the country throughout history. We've always had them. So anybody ruling out a recession clearly has never lived through one before, or they're just out of self-preservation cheerleading, or they just don't know the realities of the waters we're swimming in. For me, it all circles back to lockdowns. Every single thing that we talk about moving forward will be a direct result of lockdowns. And not just your city, your state, the country, the globe was locked down. And we're a global financial community. And it's been compromised. We are, in fact, now already in, if you haven't noticed, a financial crisis, unfortunately, because of mainstream media being handed narratives to report on from newsrooms, not forward thinkers, critical thinkings, whatever they've been approved to talk about. They're hiding a lot of facts. They're not disclosing it for sure. Why? Because they don't want to create contagion. We're one news event away. One news event, and there's plenty out there that we could pull from. If mainstream media decides or is told or makes the mistake or doesn't, even if it's not a mistake, gives some real talk, this thing's headed for an absolute 100% flash crash. That's why I've always found myself saying, this is somebody that's been around for a while, relies on experience over data, walking, talking temperature check. Somebody who works in real estate, is helping people on a daily basis like you. This, you can just throw the playbook out the window on this bubble. We've never seen anything like it in our lifetime. The most we could pull from was the stock market crash. We had a pandemic, we had a lockdown, we had the overstimulation of an economy, and then we had a stock market crash that glided us into a depressionary level of a downturn. So the realities are, friends, you should know, I don't care what side of the aisle you're on, you need to understand we are one news event away from an absolute flash crash. But here's the kicker. This is the kicker, my friends. We're headed for recession regardless because all the indicators are pointing to it. So there's no stopping this one. We have backed ourselves into a wall. The debt sheet that we are now carrying is astronomical. We've never seen anything like it. Mathematically, we'll be a debtor nation forever. We can't even dig our way out of this one. Even in the last bubble, our debt sheet was mathematically able to be balanced again. We can't balance our debt sheet anymore. So this is the breaking point. It's either going to be a slow motion crash like we saw potentially in 2008, where it took about 5 years to play out, or it's going to be a flash crash, a news event. Something's going to happen. And here's the challenge personally, because I've lived through both. Well, I'm living through the second one. The first recession I lived through was the biggest bubble in world history until this one came along. This is a bigger bubble. Now it's a question, will it provide equally as big of a crash? Logic would tell you, of course it's going to. Bigger bubble, bigger blowback. And the challenge with this one, if it was organic growth that we saw happen in this one, okay, maybe I say, hey, listen, we might be able to survive this one. This was artificially induced. And like I said, with U.S. credit card debt at an all-time high and the U.S. savings rate at an all-time low, what's that tell us? People have ran out of stimulus and they're now leaning on their credit cards. And we had way too many people buying the height of a super bubble. And even if they had a low interest rate, it won't save them if they can no longer keep up with the payments no matter what the rate is. In final thoughts, I come to you as a friend, as a content creator. Somebody wants to see you not only win in real estate, win in life. Understand, friends, the biggest artificially induced housing bubble ever witnessed in human history, of course, is going to have its blowback. It now becomes slow motion crash or a flash crash. Two sides of the aisle. You get to decide. Some people just tell you, no crash risk here. There's no crash risk here. Those are typically people that work in the industry and their own cost of living relies on this thing continuing. Of course, they have to cheerlead. Me as an industry professional who works in real estate, I've always said I'm willing to put my clients' needs before my own, earn their business later if that's what it takes. Why can I do that? Because I don't rely purely on sales to pay my own bills. I'm insulated. I have other income, multiple income streams. It allows me to operate much more freely than most real estate agents you will ever know or meet. That's why I continue to give these messages the best of my ability, because I don't want you to be a deer in the headlights when this thing plays out. And for me, it's not if it plays out, it's purely when. Will it be a flash crash or a slow motion crash? Booms and bust. We've always had them throughout history. So now you get to decide, was this the catalyst? Are you seeing the warning signs now telling you we are in a bust cycle? It's knocking at the door. Will it be a slow motion crash or a flash crash? That will be our job moving forward, to monitor, heat map, temperature check it every step of the way, because it's not only what we need, it's in fact what we deserve. If you appreciate the content, I want to humbly ask you to give the video a like, subscribe to the channel, leave a comment below. I'd love to hear. Social media links in the description of this video if you'd like to contact me there, along with links to channels I've appeared on I think you might enjoy. If you need help buying or selling real estate here in America, I have the biggest network of top-rated agents in the nation ready to assist you. It'd be our honor and our privilege to do so. Email in the description for you as well. Also, if you're watching from your television set today and you enjoyed this video, you're going to love the next video, and there's an easy subscribe icon for your convenience. As always, thank you for your time. Please go make it count today. I'll see you on the next video.